Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. I'm Francisco, I'm an artist from Portugal, and today I will be showing the full process of painting a huge mural in Amarante, which is a city in the north of Portugal. So for the concept of this video, I decided to represent something very new in my work, which is houses. If you follow my work already, or if you don't know, I have as the main subjects of my creations the representation of houses, and I decided to compile some of my favorite houses from this city, which has a lot of old and historical houses, and I decided to make a composition with some of my favorites, and yeah, that was the proposal for this commission. The first challenge when we are painting walls and big murals is to pass our concept to the wall. This is definitely the most scary part, but after this it's always an enjoyable process. For this I always have different techniques. We can use a projector, which is the easiest one, but it's not always possible, especially when we have like tiny streets and we cannot get the projector far away enough. Or we can use grids. You can use a square grid with squares, or you can use a doodle grid, and this is basically just a way of creating reference points, and then we can just take a picture of the wall with that grid, go to Photoshop or Procreate, take a picture of the wall, drop our concept on top of that picture with low opacity, and in that way we can see where the points of our project intersect the points that we create on the wall. Then we just follow this like a map, and we can pass our concepts very accurately to the wall. So for this wall I'm not using any doodle grid or any projection, because I already have some reference points on the wall. I have the windows, I have the traffic signs. I already could guide myself in that way during the sketching part of the process. After defining the first lines, my first instinct is always to put paint on the wall as fast as possible. I'm not very accurate at this point because I know I will work in layers from this point on, so I just try to decide the base colors and very roughly apply those to the wall. When I'm painting a mural like this, the main goal is filling as much color as possible. In that way, the process of painting a big canvas like this is much less scary, and it's just, yeah, it turns much less intimidating. For this mural, I'm using mostly wall paint, water-based wall paint. I'm using pretty good one with good coverage because I want this mural to last for a long time. I want it to have strong colors for a long time, and I also want to have the process of applying those colors to the wall easy and fast. So if you have a good painting, the process will be much easier and much faster. I'm also using tape. I'm using actually a lot of tape for this, because the tape not only helped me to protect some areas that I don't want the paint to go to, but also to just draw with the tape some areas, or just make some kind of edges where I can spray paint or where I can paint on top without painting those areas. One detail that I'm using a lot the tape for is the windows. With the tape I can just basically make the grid of the windows much easier. I just paint the base in one dark color, then I put the tape making the shape of the window, and then I paint on top, and then when I take the tape out I just get a perfectly drawn window. So it's very practical. I'm also using spray cans from Montana. These are also very practical for details, for fast variations of colors, for degradés. Yeah, I'm just using them, as you see in the video here, for some specific details, especially on the windows. And yeah, for some variations is pretty fast, pretty intuitive.
Não, eles ficam normalmente sem se estragarem aqui.
E aqui como apanha sol, se é ainda mais. E quando digo estragar é começar a perder a intensidade. So for the brushes, I'm using just different brushes, smaller brushes that I made where I plug 3 brushes together so I can make 3 lines at once. I also have a lot of rollers just to roll the paint very fast. This I mostly use in the beginning of the process to fill the color much faster. And as I go, I start with rolling the paint. I try to roll as much areas as possible, and when that part is done, I start to move for the brush work, where I start to work the details. So, coming back to the concept of this wall, I wanted to focus on abandoned houses from Amarante, houses that were very old, that could tell stories and bring memories to the viewers of the wall. Since my wall was right in the middle of the historical center, I wanted to have it almost camouflaged with a urban landscape. I didn't want it to be intrusive. I wanted to merge perfectly with the landscape and be almost like a surprise when you pass by. Something that you don't notice at first, but then you see it and then you cannot stop seeing it anymore. So I thought a lot about which houses would be the perfect houses for this composition, and as I said, I wanted those abandoned houses that could bring memories to the older generations that live around that place, and also just start conversation, interest, and yes, sparkle some kind of timeline checkpoints, so the different generations could talk, could know more about those houses, and feel like they have a little bit of a window to the past that still exists but tends to be forgotten. E ele assim, pouco a pouco, vai ganhando, porque no fundo a minha ideia é sempre que ver aqui das ruas e fazemos quase um compêndio dessas casas, porque era o tempo que eu tinha para fazer isso.
Na zona das flores, não.
Besides that concept, I also just really like the way these houses looked. I like the variation of materials, the rustiness, the not perfect way they are standing right now. So I really wanted to pass that to my wall and to show that when they are all merged together, they could also portray something that in my eyes is very pretty, very beautiful. Se bem que aquela loja era quase um ponto turístico, por isso não é propriamente o interesse. So the process took me around 7 days to finish. When I say 7 days, it was long days. I spend like around 9 to 10 hours a day painting, and it's quite a tiring process because we have to go up and down the scaffold all the time. So yeah, we have to carry the materials up and down. We have to keep on changing colors, keep on making new colors. It's quite a very tiring process, but it's also very exciting in the same time, because you feel tired after all this process. After the 7 days I felt very tired, but during the process I was very enthusiastic, because as you go, you see the wall coming together, you just have more and more motivation to go there and to add more details, to keep on working. It's a very interesting feeling. It's also scary at the beginning, as I said, because you have such a big white wall. But as the wall gets filled with color, everything changes and everything gets much more easy.
Eu sigo alguns, uns gajos que fazem.
Other interesting thing that I want to talk about is the interactions with people. As you paint, you cannot run away from talking to the persons that pass by. They always will ask questions, what it is, why you are making that, who invite you, if I even had permission to do it. And yeah, it's always fun to just get involved in those talks during the process. Sometimes it's refreshing, sometimes it's stressful, but yeah, it's something that you cannot avoid, only if you climb to the tallest part of the scaffold. That's the only way to run away from those conversations. Yeah, but a lot of times I just had nice conversations. A lot of people knew the houses that I was painting, knew the stories behind those houses, things that I didn't know. So it was very nice to listen about the houses that I was painting and to get to know them better, besides just the facade. So this video is also more like a storytelling video, because talking about the process of painting a wall, it's quite difficult, especially in a big wall like this, and especially because this footage was not meant to be done as a tutorial. It was just footage that I got from the filmers, from the project, from the City Hall, and also footage that I did film with my phone during the process. So I wanted to talk more about the general feeling and the idea about painting a mural like this, more than talking about the techniques, because I can do a video about that with a smaller mural and touching more the materials, the techniques I use. But for this big mural, I guess it would be a little bit overwhelming. So I wanted more to show you the process and to take you along with me during these 7 days. So this is the video. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you like it, I hope you had fun seeing this mural coming together. And this is for sure one of my biggest projects I ever did. So it's something that I'm very proud of. And mural art have this characteristic to it, at least for me, is something that you always get very proud. It's always scary to accept these projects, these commissions, because it's hard work and it's a scary work to face a facade like this. But after you do it and after it's done, it's very rewarding. It's a very nice feeling. So yeah, I wanted to show and share this big project with you guys. I also want to say that if you are in Portugal, or if you are in the north of Portugal more specifically, pay a visit to Amarante. It's a beautiful place, very nice pastries, beautiful places to walk around. You can walk besides the river. The center is also beautiful. You have a museum. You just have a lot of things to do. You also have nice trails that you can do, nice walks. So yeah, just visit it because you will not regret it. It's probably one of the most beautiful towns around Porto that is not Porto. So yeah, take this recommendation, and you also can see the mural in real life, which is always different, is always much more impactful. Já que eu perdi o Porto Canal, não encontro, então é uma coisa que fica online. Agora apareceu foi quando aconteceu aquilo da mistério no Porto. Então era muito bom. Mas a probabilidade é maior. Até pelo lado político e social e tudo mais. Tchau, boa sorte, tchau. É o trabalho, ou é será que está disponível?
Ele é reformado.
Ok, então se calhar está disponível.
Está disponível, é? Sim.
So thank you very much for seeing this video. Thank you to the City Hall of Amarante for the invitation. Thank you for everyone who filmed me. Thank you for my girlfriend Eva that also helped me in the beginning stages. Putting paint on the wall is always the most important help. And yeah, thank you very much everyone, and hope you like this video and hope you like what I'm doing here on YouTube. See you in the next one. Bye bye.